The International Association of Emergency Managers has held its Maiden Inaugural Symposium to address environmental emergencies and disasters across the continent. The event, which took place in ABUJA, brought together stakeholders in disaster management with a commitment to enhancing disaster resilience and to promote safety and well-being in our communities. Holina Dojo reports.
Following concerns of the impact of climate change on the environment, the International Association of Emergency Managers has held its inaugural symposium and have rededicated themselves to improving the course of disaster prevention and management across the African continent. President of the association, Dr. Susan Agada, in her remarks, says the gathering is an impactful one, noting that Africa experienced its own share of disasters due to human actions. The symposium reveals a renewed commitment by the association in playing its part to change the narrative in disaster management across the continent.
Right now, Africa is the least contributor to the factors that create climate change, but our voice is the smallest in the discourse. So the goal of Iaem is to draw more attention to our issues by using our own voice. With all due respect, the goal is not to bring somebody from outside Africa and say, this is what we need, do it for us. The goal of Iaem is to bring together all professionals here. We have a wealth of intelligent people in Africa. We have a wealth of resources in Africa. What we need to do, and what Iaem Africa is seeking to do, is to pull these resources together, the human resources, all kinds of resources together, and then with one voice, communicate our issues to the world, and then demand what we expect from the world, how we want to settle the world.
Founded in June 2023, the International Association of Emergency Managers, Iaem, emerged from the collective recognition of the need for a dedicated platform to leading the charge in advancing emergency management practice, as well as addressing environmental challenges. In a presentation titled Communication, Coordination, Cooperation and Collaboration, a most multi-agency approach for effective and efficient disaster management across Africa, former and pioneer Director General of the FCT Emergency Management Agency, Dr. Abbas Idris, said capacity building, sensitization, and periodic simulation exercise at the community level will reduce the rate of casualties and vulnerability during disasters, as individuals at the community level are the first responders during emergencies.
Definitely, we have to build, that's why I say we have to build the resilience of the communities and then put them as part of our programs and ensure that we give them all the technical know-how that, okay, if there is such thing, this is what you would do, like what we did when I was in FEMA, that by building the capacity of the local divers in all the area councils, we selected them, we trained them, we gave them the modern equipment, because naturally before they used to rescue people using traditional method. They either use jerry can or they use calabash. So they just put calabash and then climb on the calabash and start moving on the water to go and rescue somebody. But we decided that we gave them the modern technology.
Other participants in their separate remarks share their resolve in addressing the recent spate of disaster.
As the DG NEMA, I'm aware of the pressing need for robust and coordinated emergency management strategies. The establishment of Iaem Africa provides an unprecedented platform for collaboration, innovation, and knowledge sharing amongst emergency management professionals.
I believe that at the end of this symposium, with networking and all that we are going to learn, because learning is a continuous process, and in the area of disaster management, we can't run away from innovations. We have to always update our knowledge, build our capacities, and with the trends now on technology, we have modern ways of rescue operations in order to meet up with best global practices.
It is hoped that the sensitization and framework developed at the symposium through the various intellectual discourse, will standardize procedures in emergency management practice in line with international global best practices. From the inaugural symposium of the International Association of Emergency Managers held in Abuja, Olina Adojo, ASU Television News.